Yeah, I'm good. How about you?
Very good. Is it cold where you are?
Yeah, it's cold a little bit, but I
Yeah, it's
don't
cold here too.
really. I don't go
Yeah.
outside that much. But are
Uh,
you in the Philippines?
yeah, I am.
Oh, but it's cold there.
17.
Oh, 17. It's
Yeah.
okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
I think it's a little more chilly because it's early morning.
Ah, yeah, I
It
guess.
feels like 14.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what are you doing today?
Today I want to discuss the topic help for debt.
What is that one?
Help for debt.
Help for that.
Yeah, debt.
Help for that. What's that? THAT? That?
Debt. Debt.
Wait.
So it is the topic.
Oh, okay. Your pronunciation is I can't get it. Okay, it's like this.
Uh-huh.
Let me erase this really quick. D.
Mm-hmm.
So this is B is silent. It's debt.
Debt. Okay.
D. Eh.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Debt.
Debt.
The B is silent.
Okay.
Debt. Debt.
Debt. Mm-hmm.
Debt. Okay, good.
Debt.
All
Okay.
right, now I got you. All right.
Okay.
So, is that a big problem in Korea?
Um, Big problem. Maybe I don't know exactly because there are not that many people who take out loans and
Uh-huh.
then yeah have a difficult time yeah around me.
There are not that many people or around you. So,
Yeah.
okay. All right. So, have you heard about it though?
What? Could you tell me?
Have you heard about it in the news?
Yeah, yeah, several times, but yeah, as I told you, yeah, there are not that many people around me, yeah, who take out loans, so yeah, I don't feel the severity of that problem.
Ah, okay. It's like some noise. Sounds like a motor. Like,
Really? Can you hear some noise?
yeah, it's like a big feedback noise. I don't know what it is, but
I'm
anyway,
okay.
I can deal with it. So, so there are not that many people who take out loans around you. Is that what you said?
Yes,
Around
right.
me.
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't notice it. But uh, people
Mhm.
have a lot of debt in, especially in my country
Mhm.
and in other Western countries.
Mhm.
Like they have credit card debt,
Mhm.
student loan debt is really big because the inflation rate of education in Western countries is like 12%, which is really high.
Mhm.
So every year, the cost of the college education goes up 12%. So
Mm.
other stuff like food and gasoline is very low
Mhm.
inflation rate, but
Mhm.
education is so much more expensive.
Mhm.
Uh, so they have more debt than they can pay back from working a job after they graduate college. So it's really gonna cause a big problem.
Yeah, I heard in America, actually in Korea, most students want to go to a university, but in America, um, many people don't choose uh, going to the university. They just after they graduation high school, then they just get the job. So, is there a lot of are there a lot of people who want to go to the university that much?
Yeah, a lot of people want to go to university. More and more schools are pushing them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pushing them to go to university, even though
Mm-hmm.
they maybe they don't have the ability to do well in college. So actually, a lot of people go to university that probably shouldn't go to university. In the
Mm-hmm.
past, about 33% of people went to the university, but now
Mm-hmm.
something like 60% of people try to go to university, but
Wow.
many of those people don't have the ability to do well, so they get a degree that's not useful.
Mm-hmm.
So later they have trouble finding a decent job and they
Mm-hmm.
have a lot of debt from school. So I don't know if it's necessarily the best for everyone. Korea has a lot of smart people. The average IQ is 105,
Wow.
right?
I
The
didn't know
average.
about it. Wow.
Yeah. In America, the average IQ is 98.
Mm-hmm.
So you're half a standard deviation higher than most Americans. That's average. Of course, there's people that have very high IQ, like
Mm-hmm.
140, 150.
Mm-hmm.
They are super smart. And then there are people with very low IQs, 80 and 70
Sure.
over here. But this is the average, the
Mm-hmm.
middle.
But you said a school pushes students to go to the university. So school means high school or a
Yes,
university. High school.
high school.
Why?
And they think everybody needs a college education to work in this modern economy.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's a lie because there's a lot of things that people need to do and
Mm-hmm.
someone has to do certain jobs that some people don't want to do it, but some people want to do it and they could be good at it and they don't have the IQ to be an engineer or a teacher or a scientist or an accountant. So maybe they should get some vocational training to do work like, auto repair, uh, doing things like maintaining the sewers or building
Yeah.
construction. So not everybody can be an engineer, a teacher, a computer
Yes.
programmer. They don't have the IQ or the desire or the ability to do those things.
Yeah.
And to
Mm-hmm.
put them in college and then
Mm-hmm.
have them get bad grades like B's or C's or not
Mm-hmm.
enjoy going to college and then have to pay debt that they can't
Mm-hmm.
afford to pay back, that's kind of
Mm-hmm.
stupid because you're wasting the space in college for people who can go there, who want to go
Mm-hmm.
there.
Mm-hmm. Actually, I heard America is a little bit different from Korea. I think the situation you told me is exactly like the current situation of Korea. But America has been changed, I think. That's why you explained, yeah, the current situation of America is like that. So most people or most high school ask a student to go to the university even though they don't need to get that kind of education. If they become a hairdressers, then they don't need to go to university. They don't need that
Yeah,
kind of, yeah, education. So it's
right.
a waste of money. So you are against, yeah, the situation, the current situation, I think, right?
Yeah. So you're
Mm-hmm.
wasting the college resources, the space in the
Mm-hmm.
college, you're wasting the professor's time, the student's time, and the parents' money, or the student, if the student has to borrow money to go to school,
Mm-hmm.
how can they pay back the money if they drop out or if they get a degree that doesn't allow them to get a job to pay back the
Mm-hmm.
loan? It's kind of setting up people for failure.
The,
And you're not making them happy
mhm.
because they're not doing something they enjoy.
Hmm. Then why are like that? Do you think? Why are?
Because
Mhm.
universities want to make more money.
Mhm.
Professors want to get higher salaries and
Mhm.
the schools want to make more money. More money.
Mhm.
So and the
Mhm.
banks can't create money unless they
Mhm.
have debt. because money is currency and currency is based on debt. So they have to increase debt to increase the money supply.
Mm-hmm.
Profitability comes at the expense of more and more debt. So if somebody's not in debt, the banks are always looking for somebody to get into debt. They want a car loan, a credit card loan, a house loan, a student loan. Even the governments are going into debt to the central banks around the world. America is $20.5 trillion in debt. That's
Mm-hmm.
insane.
Mm-hmm.
Trillion. You know that?
Yeah, but yeah, I know the meaning of trillion, but it's yeah dollars, so I don't get it that easily. Because if you translate in Korean, maybe yeah, I can get the get how much it big how big it is. But anyway.
Anyway, if you just look up how much 1 trillion is, it's an inconceivable number. It's like so
Mm,
large. You couldn't
mm-hmm.
count to a trillion in 3 lifetimes. So
Mm,
it would take every second of your life to count to 1 trillion. That's
mm-hmm.
so America is 20.5 trillion in debt. So that means the people who pay taxes aren't paying enough taxes to pay off the debt because the debt is getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Mm-hmm.
So people are becoming slaves to the government, slaves to the
Mm,
debt, slaves to the bankers because
mm-hmm.
they can never pay back that amount of money ever. And it will
Mm-hmm.
be transferred to your children, your grandchildren, your great grandchildren. So
Mm-hmm.
everybody's becoming like a tax slave. You have to pay taxes for the government to pay the debt that it creates, but it keeps
Mm-hmm.
creating more debt. It's impossible. This is
Mm-hmm.
impossible. So eventually there will be an economic collapse, but you know,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how much longer they can continue to play this game with this money, this fake money
Mm-hmm.
that they just print. So
Uh, I I wonder why people want to go to university. I know they are deceived by a university or professors to make more money. Yeah, also yeah bank. But in Korea, actually, if we go to university and then we graduate, then we
uh-huh.
can have high chances to get a good job. I mean, doctor or lawyer. But as I know, in America, even hairdressers or carpenters, yeah, those kind of jobs can get make many money, yeah, enough money, decent money. I mean, then even
Yeah.
though they can make enough money, then why they want to go to university and then yeah they are deceived. I know that, but just except for that fact, people want to learn more or get a good job or is there any reason they go to school, university, because they want to more money, make more money?
Maybe they think they can make more money. I think people who want to be a hairdresser, you have to get licensed to be a hairdresser. You have to go to a special school. It
Mm-hmm.
takes 1,600 hours to become a hairdresser. So that's
Mm-hmm.
hours, right? So you wouldn't go to college. And if you want to be a carpenter, you can apprentice. So people who go to college want think that if they go to college and they get a diploma
Mm-hmm.
that they will have more money, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that's a kind of a lie because to have more money you have to have a job.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to have a diploma, good grades like A's and B's, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you have to have experience, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think most companies don't hire most
Mm-hmm.
people for a lot of work unless they have experience, good grades, and a diploma.
Mm-hmm.
But those are for very high positions in accounting, law, medicine. Those
Mm-hmm.
jobs, you have to love those jobs. You have to really want to do.
Mm-hmm.
If if you want to be a doctor, that's like a real career. But most people don't have careers; they just have jobs. Of course, they call it a career these days, but it's not really a career unless it's like a very high education position, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, I think people go to school because their parents tell them you have to go to college. You
Mm-hmm.
have to go to college or you're gonna not be successful. But
Mm-hmm.
I think you have to evaluate, okay, what's your IQ?
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Uh, After you find out your IQ, do you
Mm-hmm.
like studying? Well, some people really like studying. Other people, it's okay, but some people hate it.
Mm-hmm.
So if you hate studying, should you go to school? Maybe not.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
Yes.
you should find something that you're good at. What are you good at? What do you like doing? Right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What are you good at doing and what do you like? What do you like? So
Mm-hmm.
maybe some people should just try to get some work experience and find out what they like
Mm-hmm.
and what they're good at, especially if they hate to study.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have a high IQ, if your IQ is like 120, 130, 140, and you like learning,
Mm-hmm.
and you have maybe you're good at math and good at writing, and maybe you want to be an engineer or a doctor, then maybe it's smart to go to college.
Yep.
If you go to college and you get bad grades and you don't learn anything and you hate studying and you hate engineering or accounting or being a lawyer or being a doctor, I don't want somebody who hates their job to do any of those things for me.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want a doctor who hates his job?
Yeah, no.
No. You want a doctor who loves his job and
Yes.
who is good at his job and
Yes.
he likes being a doctor because he's
Mm-hmm.
very interested in medicine and learning about the human body and disease and curing people. But if somebody's just so in
Mm-hmm.
school, you don't want them to be your accountant, you don't want them to be your lawyer, you don't want them to be your teacher, you don't want them to be your, if they make a mistake doing carpentry or something, no problem, you can fix it. But if they make a mistake with your body or your law case or your accounting, your financial reporting, that can destroy your business. So you need high IQ people in school who like to study and love what they want to become, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What do you think? Do you think that I think this debt, the
Mm-hmm.
government can just erase the debt because the government is creating the debt, but somebody has to pay the debt. And it
Mm-hmm.
will be, if the government gives free money to people to erase their debt,
Mm-hmm.
then the taxpayers have to pay for it.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
They will raise your taxes or collect more taxes from people who have jobs to erase the debt of the people who don't have jobs. So it's kind of not really a solution to a problem.
Yeah, I think so. And
It
then,
sounds good, but
mhm.
it's like,
But the money was not that enough. It said only $9,000 they can cover. I mean, the government would support, yeah, people only the amount of, yeah, under, yeah, $9,000. So it's just, yeah, lame excuse. I think just lame. I mean scheme. Yeah, to they show we are doing something.
right. So it's kind of fake.
Yeah, right.
It's like when they tell people, well, we're going to take care of poor people. It's like, it's charity work done by the government, but the government's not doing it out of the goodness of their heart. They're doing it by taking your tax money and giving it to poor people.
Hmm.
But whatever you support, you will get more of. So if you support poor people all the time, more people will become poor because it's easy. You get free money, and all the people who work hard have to pay the money in taxes so the government can give it to the poor people.
Yeah, it's unfair.
It's unfair, and it's those poor people, the poor people that are poor because they have a hard situation. Maybe charity used to take care of that.
Hmm.
Charity, people would help them. But if you were poor because you were lazy or poor because you like to drink alcohol too much, then
Yeah.
people would not help you because you're making yourself poor because of your behavior, not because
Yeah.
you have a bad situation that's not your fault. You're the one creating the situation,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Right.
So it's not fair to take tax money from hardworking people and give it to people who just want free money to stay home and watch TV and have babies.
Yeah. Yeah. It should not happen. It should not happen. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not it's somebody has to pay for it. If the government says we'll pay for it, what they mean is the taxpayers will pay for it.
Yeah. Yes, that's
So
right.
if you're working hard and paying taxes from your work, that money is going to support people who use too many credit cards or who go to college but aren't smart enough to get a good college degree, and they have too much debt because they have bad behavior, not because they lost their job or they don't have an opportunity most of the time. Most of the time it's because they spent too much money going to school
Hmm.
and they can't afford it or they're not good at it or they spend too much money shopping with credit cards.
Yeah, the government have to, yeah, check people. They are why they are in difficult situation. Yeah, severely.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like if they lost their job or they got hurt or they got sick, that's a
Hmm.
different situation, right?
Hmm.
But if they have a alcoholic problem or if they're lazy or if they're not smart enough for the school they're attending, maybe they need to try and find a different kind of career, a different kind of work.
Hmm. Yes.
Yeah.
By the way, time
Uh,
is up. Is it
yes,
okay?
time is up, Ella. I'll see you next time, okay?
Okay. Bye.
Take